Later on, Canada and the United States formed the Canada-United States Free Trade Agreement of 1989. It all started in the 1980s when Canadians searched for economic growth amid their small population and looked to the United States for prosperity by exporting to a larger market. Brian Mulroney of the Conservative Party was elected as Prime Minister in the federal election of 1984. Negotiations for the trade agreement began just 2 years later in 1986, with both Prime Minister Mulroney and President Ronald Reagan agreeing to the free trade agreement in 1987. However, when the trade agreement was sent to Canadian Parliament, the Senate, which was mainly comprised of Liberals, decided not to pass it because they believed that the Conservatives were selling Canada to the US. As a result, a new federal election was called, with free trade being a crucial issue. The Conservatives were re-elected in a landslide majority and brought the trade agreement to Parliament, where it was passed, ratified in 1988, and brought into effect on January 1, 1989. Stated in the agreement, the FTA removed all tariffs on trade between Canada and the United States for 10 years to help eliminate barriers with the goal of promoting productivity, creating a secure market, strengthening the competitiveness of both economies, and by contributing to the expansion of world trade. Canada and the United States have the longest, most peaceful relationship between any two countries. In 2016, Canada imported 66% of all imports from the United States. This trade relationship was created from years of history together. However, while relationships appear strong, they have been wavering for some time. The relationship between Canada and the US was created through countless military commitments, including the North American Air Defense Command of 1958, which joined US and Canadian personnel to intercept a Soviet nuclear attack. Canada's assistance during the Korean War also improved relations by joining Americans to aid South Korea from a North Korean invasion, resulting in mutual trust, which allowed Canada and the United States to successfully create strong trade agreements. More recently, relations have become strained as a result of Canada refusing to aid the United States in the Iraqi invasion of 2003. Not only was it a show of independence for Prime Minister Jean Chrétien, but it was also the moral thing to do. With skeptical intelligence and protests erupting all over Quebec about the war, Canada did not endorse the US, creating disappointment from President Bush. As a result of this event, relations have been strained, though Canada and the US continue to be large trading partners because of proximity.
Created using Powtoon.